these charts, live trading here, taking a look at what's going on out there. And we're taking everything on TikTok or inside the questions on Twitter. If you guys want us to look at a coin, just post what you want to do. Or if you're on YouTube, write in the comments. We're checking them all, but more than likely, a lot of times we are basically more on our TikTok channel and our Twitter where we can see what's happening there. You guys can basically come in and on our TikTok channel and our Twitter and put some comments in there. We can see what we're doing. Let's see here. Say something. Yo. Okay. So right now, live on TikTok, you guys, if you want to check out and see what we're actually like the charts, you can go over to TikTok. What am I saying? TikTok, man. You can go over to YouTube. We're live on YouTube right now. And this is where you can hop on YouTube and basically you can see all the charts and what we're doing right here. Ask any questions or anything like that. We can check it out. So go to YouTube and we can see what we have set up. So let's move over to USTC. All right, we're going to take out USTC. USTC on KuCoin. All right. So Terra Classic. So Terra Classic here has a nice little bump here where we had it's a buy right now. So we are in longs in Terra Luna actually and the Classic. So right here we have a buy signal that came in at 3 cents and that rode up to 5 cents. Then it went into a sell. But currently right here, if you're taking a look at the indicators, right? The one thing that you want to do is the indicators that we use and we teach everybody with when we're doing trading classes or anything like that is basically these indicators right in here. Don't forget, hit the like button, guys. Let's get the likes up to 100,000. Share the live. Let's share the live while we go through all these charts. And let's take a look here. So, all right. So right here you have, and FOMO, are you seeing this on your charts, FOMO? You see how you went green here? Yeah, you turned green today at 0.46. So 4 pennies and 6/10 of a penny. Did you see that? Okay. So right now you're in. Did you get in that long? Yeah, these indicators work for long too, for stocks too, Mike. You just have to let me know if you're doing stocks with them. Just let me know and I can, go over there with you and just let me know what stocks you're looking at and I'll hook you up. Every once in a while, you have to tweak a little bit. Okay, so you got in on this? All right. So right now, you're looking good. And normally what I like to do, FOMO, is like when I'm in on my 1 hour, take a look at the 3 hour to see how far or if it's gaining access, right? And right here, we can see the 10 moving average right here. So right here, you see how our 10 moving average is starting to move up right here. So this means that we're going to hold this long a little bit longer because we are getting a push on our 10 moving average. And this looks really, really good because right now your 3 hour just turned green right here and your buy-in was literally at 0.49. So this just turned into a buy signal right here. So it's the yellow candle. So if you go up here, go to you want to use the different candles. You need the candles you need right here are called the Heikin Ashi, right? So the Heikin Ashi candle. So go up to your candles right here and change your candles into the Heikin. So right now you're just getting a little bit of pullback. Now that pullback normally happens because if you enter on the 1 hour, the 1 hour always has a pullback, and then you see if the 3 hour is going to confirm a long move. And it does look like it is confirming it. So this looks like it's going to continue to run. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour is basically, this is kind of what we were trading off earlier. This is why we were in Luna. If you're in my Discord, inflation is done. Yeah, inflation. Johnny, what up, baby? Johnny. What up, y'all? Say hi to Johnny. Johnny's one of our moderators popping up in here. And as you can see here, FOMO, like, remember, a lot of times FOMO, if you're going to be trading with $1,000 or $2,000 with like a 5x or 10x leverage, a lot of times we're hunting for the coins to get us in the 4 hours because the 4 hours are basically give us nice long trades that we don't have to worry about getting in and out of. Because the ideal is like, the less trading you do, the less fees you pay. and you just take more profits. So here we had a nice, these are the times that people get rich, guys. Exactly. Johnny's over here pumped up and excited. So the movement here is pushing up right here. And so this would have been an entry on this at a little below 3 cents, so about 2.9. But the 4 hours green. So as you can see here, FOMO, this is this entire trend. Fees. Yeah, you don't want to mess with fees. You want to get into the longer trades and just hold your positions. This is why it's important to have these indicators to where you're getting in on really good spots and you're holding those spots and basically riding them out. So right now we got buy signals on Luna. Luna's pushing up, but more importantly, the daily is a green. So this means that right now the entire trend is that let me take a look at that Luna again. So this green came in what? October 10th. Yeah. So we're green right now, man. We're green. So this means Luna Classic is going to be moving forward here. It has a lot of volume here. We had a nice little pullback, a retest, pullback. We're moving. Our 3 hour just turned green as well. This is the first pullback on the Luna side. Yeah, so we're looking really good here. Good spot. And now the only thing we're really waiting for is for the 2 hour just to confirm. But I normally do 1 to 3 hours. So we're in the zone here. So this looks really good here as far as everything goes. Plus you have the 1 hour. Here's your RSI come back. I always talk about the 1 hour RSI, guys. Very critical when you're trading. I love, selling when the 1 hour breaks down and starts to head down, and then I buy back in when it starts to break back up. That's kind of like for me, if I'm scalping or anything like that, those are the type of trades that I like to make using the 1 hour RSI, especially when there's a bigger run, just to literally take advantage of the positions that we're in. Let's see here. About Uniswap. You want to check out Uniswap. Uniswap, baby. Here's Uniswap. Let's take a look at Uniswap here, guys. And Uniswap buy-in came in here, and you have a buy signal. And these signals are really easy to use. This is trading for dummies. I haven't heard about Ajax, but these indicators are basically made for traders for dummies. If you know what the color red is, right? You see this red indicator here. This is our short indicator. Is it Ajax, Johnny? Ajax, AGIX? Let me pull it up real quick. Singularity Net, bro. Is that it? Singularity Net. I'll take a look at that. Singularity Net. Is that what we're talking about? Singularity Net. AGIX. Are we talking about AGIX on Ethereum? Binance listing today? Yo, this thing's moving right here, brother. So this would be, oh man, when did this come in? This is nice, bro. This is a nice little gem right here, Johnny. Johnny, bro, this is John, this is a big one, bro. This is the big one. That's a big one right there, John. Bro, 83% right now, man. 83% volume on Binance right now, bro. Holy schmoly. So, I mean, right now, guys, taking a look here. Let's keep on our little Uniswap here. As you can see right here on the indicators, Uniswap buy-in came in about here. If you missed that call, you'd buy in at $5.80. And right now, Uniswap is a buy, and it is riding the trend, the buying trend signal all the way up. You broke the 200. This looks really good. Just to confirm how far it's going to go, we're going to go to the 3 hour. That also turned green at $6. So that means we're going to continue up with a power move. The 4 hour just went into a buy signal. So this means it's getting stronger. So the only thing I can see that Uniswap's probably going to start going sideways a little bit because of the RSIs. Give me 1 second here. But the 1 day RSI is also starting to bend up right now after its pullback. So the Uniswap is getting strong right here. Let's take a look at the 1 hour RSI. So right now, I mean, it looks like it's going to have, it's going to keep pumping a little bit here. It just has some pullback coming just because the RSIs are starting to top out on the 1, the 3, and the 4 hour. So this is where it's going to have a little sideways movement, maybe down to 640. I don't see too much pullback on this because the 24 hour daily is already like starting to move up, and this is a buy. So Uniswap is definitely looking really good here. SQQQQ, and I'm down 2,800. Let's hope it's a red day tomorrow. Bro, I don't think it's gonna be a red day, man. I think the red day just happened. Are you hoping for a green day? That was a good band. Green Day. Skabala, your thoughts on when mover will run? Skabala, it is AGIX. Yes, yes. Singularity net. Singularity net right there. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Let's see here. CPI came in 8.2. Yes, yes. You know, the thing about 8.2, I mean, we wanted, it's pretty high, man. The good thing is that all that, you know, they factored that in. That's why they were dumping, taking liquidity. A lot of coins up there circling, their circulating amount. So, I mean, this crypto is becoming to adapt with the, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news. And starting to price in everything sort of like the businesses on gas, right? Gas used to go up in July. Now it goes up in May, and then it's stable in July. So that way no one complains while they're traveling. Crypto's starting to dump early. And then what's happening with a lot of the projects is during the uptake, they're also adding circulating supply, dumping on top of the dump, so they get it out of the way, and then they're putting the money back in on the next move so that there's a push back up, and that way that it's already factored in. So it looks really good. So at the end of the day, we've seen that, and now I think the next report comes out on November 2nd or something like that. They're going to talk about it, but that one's poised to be a 0.5. So we're going to see a nice reduction there, which is going to be great because that's going to be leading into, obviously the fourth quarter is huge for every company out there in the world. Your Walmart, your Amazon, your et cetera. And that's where they make their monies in the fourth quarter. Literally 75% of their money's made during this time. So they're getting the percentages in now because on the November section, going into the fourth quarter, looking for profits for stores and everything else, they're going to come back with a 0.5. And they just wanted to split the 0.75 between the two areas. Yeah. So the November 2nd I'm looking for 0.5. I know everyone's thinking 0.75, but I think because of the fourth quarter, they got to go 0.5 and then kind of like go from there because that's why we're seeing a higher one right now. Instead of going 0.75 now and 0.75 in November, they're going to go 0.82, then come back with a 0.5. Same average, same thing. It just works out a little bit better where it looks better in the long run. So that way the people aren't complaining that it's so high during Christmas, and you can take that time and basically spend a little time with the family, and it makes it seem like you're not in a bad situation or in a recession. They're gonna hit us with 100. McMuffin. That's the power of positive thinking. McMuffin is obviously taking a lot of self-help courses, and he's feeling good about the outlooks being really good. Guys, we're in a recession. What up, Peachy? We're in a recession. It's just the way it is. We just got to face the facts, guys. You got to slow down. You got to buckle in. You got to make smarter decisions. You don't need a $7 cappuccino. Stay out of Starbucks. Just stop buying the things that you don't really need and focus on getting into these moments where these are the sales. When everyone's broke, this is when you buy into the new technology because that's what they're going to do. They're going to break everything down. This is when the new technology will get bought up when no one has money. And then all of a sudden it'll blow up in the next year and a half. And then they'll make millions and billions of dollars and all the poor people will buy in later. I think we're gonna hold a little bit here, man. Everything is green on the long. I was saying to myself, the middle of October, like the 13th to the 15th is where, they should have been dumping down to that point. And it's just weird that it comes on a weekend. And I was like, are they going to dump through the entire weekend? And I think that's where they think everyone thinks is going to happen. I think that's where they're going to be buying up because they're going to get their prices that they want and less people getting in the way of price action. Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's a game of chess out here, and once you start thinking about what they're trying to move around, there's a lot of different factors that came into the dumps. Like everybody who watches finances, trading, or just on the yearlies, or, right now, the last couple of weeks was a phenomenon that normally happens where stock markets and things go down. And then around October 13th, 14th, and 15th, they start to reverse and they start to head the other direction. So it's kind of weird that it's coming on a weekend. It does kind of play out, but I don't think that matters because I think everything was factored in. So I think they're going to push on a weekend when everyone thinks they're not going to push. It's just because the prices are so cheap. It doesn't matter what day it is for them. They're getting their buy price. And as you go and take a look at like longs and shorts and where people are positioning themselves, you're going to realize that there's not a lot of people buying longs or buying shorts right now. They're in the middle. Like it's very low amount of people and they're literally equal, right? So the market makers don't know whether to go up or down. So they're going to push the markets in certain directions to get people to buy long, buy short, and then they'll figure out what they want to do. And then from there, they will make their decision. But right now, I don't think anybody is giving a shit to buy or get in or do a short or do anything, because the market's so confusing right now that that's going to force the market makers to be in a kind of a flat area, and then people are going to slowly start buying in, and that's going to happen over the weekend or the next couple weeks, and it's going to build up, and then we're going to see the flush come back down. But the market makers right now are they got some work to do. It's just playing out in a way that people aren't. The sentiment right now is basically stay out of the market because nobody knows what's happening, especially with weekend trading. People are starting to learn that you need to take your weekends and spend it with your family. There's not a lot of trading going on the weekends. Normally you want to sell out and let the weekend go down and then buy back in. You don't really want to trade on the weekends. They're not the greatest. And if you do trade on the weekend, you have to be very disciplined to take profits early because they don't push and run as far as they should. So a move that should be worth 5 or 6% is worth 1%. So it's not a good time to trade on the weekend because there's no volume and there's no retail investors, right? And plus there's no business investors. So it just kind of changes everything out there. Yeah, what up, Stelios? All right, Stelios, you got your indicators, brother? All right, so are you set up on your Trading View? Did you get that video for Trading View, bro? You got your indicators on Trading View? So all you're going to do, man, is you're just going to use our trend, our buy and sell trend, right? That's the most important thing. It's pretty much the only one you're really going to focus on. Yeah. So and remember, we trade, we're going up or down for the weekend, but I think we're going up, man. I think we're going to slightly push up all weekend because nobody wants to make a really different decision. So Stelios, you're just going to remember, stay on the 1 hour. So make sure you're trading on the 1 hour. And then the 1 hour is where we buy in, and the 30 minutes is kind of where we sell out. So if you get in on the 1 hour, you go to the 30 minute, and the 30 minute is going to kind of let you know when to sell out. So when the trend goes red on the 30 minute, you can sell out and take profits. And then normally the next thing to do is take a look at the 1 hour RSI. And then when the 1 hour RSI finishes breaking down and bounces back up, and then you're waiting for the trend to go back green on the 30 minute. As long as it's green on the 1 hour, you wait for the 30 minute green, and then you re-enter your trade. A lot of times once I'm in a trade, I like to get in on my 1 hours. And if it's already green and I sell out profits on my 30 minute, that's the only time I re-enter a trade is on the 30 minute green re-entry. And also the RSI on the 1 hour bouncing up and coming back up. But other than that, you want to use your 1 hour and focus on 1 hour ins and 4 hour ins and make sure that they just keep turning green. So 1 hour to 3 hour, like Uniswaps, turning green. And then we go to our daily to see how long it is. And right now, so it looks like Uniswap is slowly starting to move towards green on the daily. You can see the RSI is pumping here. So at that point, we're going to assume that Uniswap's going to pump all weekend because that's what it's looking like right now. But it's only Thursday, guys. So, I mean, we got to be wishful thinking here. But, I mean, I would say that, the liquidity dumps, the circulation pumps, the adding of coins, circulation, it just seems like this weekend should be green. Should be half decent, considering there's only 3 or 4 good weeks of trading coming into this next session anyway. So remember, middle of November, you want to start thinking about taking profits, getting yourself in position to prepare to do shorts. If you guys haven't learned how to short the market yet, get yourself in a position where you're learning how to short and get yourself, set up on that, because there's always going to be shorts. There's always going to be things that you need to lock and load on, get yourself set up, and be ready to go. Because when the shorts come, everything's coming down in December. You got to pull the trigger. Got to keep your profits. And that's pretty much how that goes. You don't want to get caught holding the bag. MKR. Okay, what? Who do you trade through? Who we got, man? All right, what do we got? MKR. Let's take a look at MKR, guys. Let's pull it up here. Like I said, we are on YouTube right now. If you want to jump in, leave a comment, say something, put something in there. We're also should be streaming on Twitter. You should be able to jump in Twitter and find me as well. Let's see here. I think it's VC. Actually, let me just go to my link tree. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. Linktree, so easy to use. Linktree.com/venture capitalist. Trading View, everything's in there. Join the Twitter. There we go. Let's take a look at the Twitter. We're live on the Twit right now. And you can leave comments on Twitter. So let's go ahead and take a look here. What do we say? MKR? What are we looking at, man? MKR. Let's find a... let's see. MKR Tether. Calculated by Trading View. Let's see here. I guess either one of these don't matter. All right, so let's take a look at MKR. The maker. Who's in here, man? Chiefs. What up, Chiefs? All right, so yeah, we're doing US. I can do USTD. It don't matter. Binance, Maker, all the same in there. Gemini, US dollar, it's all in there. We'll go with Binance. All right, so right here we can see that let's take a look at the daily, right? So you always want to take a look at the daily, guys. So if you're trading on the daily, take a look at the daily and see where you're at. So right now, let's take a look at the overall spectrum of it here. So right here, we know we have a bottom floor that's an average of $566, and that kind of like that's your floor right there. So when was this set up? December 2020. So now coming into this daily, we can see right here that the daily has a green buy signal came into play at around $675. So you guys can see right there. So see how this is, I mean, this is real simple. This is trading for dummies. These indicators are just set up for simplicity, right? Red means no, green means yes. So here's your green. Here's our buy-in at 676. Even if you waited for your buy signal, 689. So right now on the daily, we're still green. This is a long trade. So we would stay, normally when you buy into a daily, you're looking for about a 30 to 50 points on your trade. So that's where we'd be looking to take profits, is around in that area there. So yeah, we're in a nice little move there. We have a pullback that's happening right here. Not a big deal. The daily is still green, right? Meaning that we're still solid. It's starting to flatten out on the RSI down here. So it looks like it's just doing a slight pullback. And that's probably what you've seen over the weekend or this week. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. So the 4 hour is also green. There is a sell in here, but the trend is still green. And this is where, just letting you know that there's a pullback coming in and where you should kind of get out and get yourself in a position. But we're still green here. Let's take a look at the 3 hour, green, same pullback. And this is why I use the 1 hour RSI to kind of like take in any type of pullback. So here you can see on October 12th, right here, on the 1 hour, we had a sell that came in at 966. So we would have been in a short in this play here on the 1 hour. We would have shorted at about 960, 962. And we would shorted that all the way down until we get a green signal here. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Okay, here we go. So here's a move here that we would have got. Let's take a look at the short sign here. right here we would have got in. Say you're not perfect, you don't get in exactly where you're supposed to. Let's say you get in the middle of the candle, and then we short that all the way down until we get a green signal, which is right in here. So that's not bad. We got 4% on that little move right there, just saving us. Even if we, now the thing about this is because the daily's green, the 4 hours green, all these things are green. A lot of times we don't even take this short because the entire thing is telling us that it is in an upward trend, meaning that the odds of a short being worth a lot of money is smaller than it is a long. So we would probably not take that short because we are expecting it to bounce at some point. So we would have stayed ready to go into a long. And a lot of times what we would do here is we would play a moving average, right? So as you can see here, this yellow line is a 200 moving average. So if we're selling out up here, we would have put our buying signals to buy somewhere off a moving average, which would have been at that point at this level here at 888. So we would have been buying back into this play because of the 3 hour being green, the 4 hour being green, the daily being green, all on our buying line. This green line's our buy line. It's telling us that it's green and you should be buying, right? So at that point, we would have been buying in at this level here, and we would have triggered some really nice hits here. We would have actually got in at 888. And then at this point, it starts to move back up. And once again, like I always say, I always play the 1 hour RSI. Here's your RSI coming down. But right here, when it starts to bend up and we're seeing this RSI start to push up here. Scalp Ajax, yeah. So like here I'm in my RSI move, and right here, this is where we would get fully invested into our move. Now, a lot of times on a big coin like this, we would be looking for the 1 hour to push up, and then it's always going to have a pullback. So a lot of times, just to be safe on the pullback, on the pull, a lot of times what we'd be doing is basically we would be buying in on the pullback, right? Especially with a $1,000 coin. But either way, you're safe here. So as long as it goes green, you buy in here at 918. You had your push up, it got rejected. It's still green, you're still in. And now what you're doing is you're fighting against the 200 moving average, but you're in between the 10 and the 200. So right now MKR looks like it's going to be moving sideways for a minute here, but the long projection on it is still green. So taking a look at this weekend, the more we look at more coins, it just lets us know that currently right now being out there is it's showing that a lot of coins having daily greens mean that they're going to be pumping for at least. Okay, so when you look at a time frame, right? Remember, time frames are set up to give you a vision of ×3. So if you're looking at a 1 minute time frame, that's normally like insight to 3 minutes. If you're looking at a 5 minute, it gives you an idea of the next 15 minutes. If you're looking at 15, that's about 45. If you're looking at an hour, that's about 3 hours. So we're looking at 24 hours, right? Which means the 24 hour is going to give us at least half of a third. So not 3 days, but at least a day and a half where it's green. So Friday, Saturday, I mean, that's even taking us to like middle of Sunday. So this, if that continues to stay green through Saturday, then we're gonna be right. This is the bottom, and we're moving. We're gonna be pushing hard until November 15th. You know, so these all look green. This weekend looks like a green weekend. So it's definitely something that you want to kind of like, you know, take a look and consider here. So this is still green. This is still a strong buy. It's just coming out of consolidation. It looks like it's gonna be breaking out here pretty soon. I mean, it is going sideways. I don't know how far it could break up. I mean, it could, if it reaches its all-time move, let's say, it just goes to its next resistance. It's not too bad. Its next resistance is a 5% move. So, I mean, if you're doing a 10x, a 20x, or a 50x, I mean, that's a nice little 3 times your money. So 1,000 makes you 3. I mean, so, you know, that's how I would play this. I'm not really sure, you know, what platforms it's on, but that's how I would look at it. What do we got here? Scalp Ajax. So let's take a look at Ajax. Ajax in the house, baby. Ajax. Ajax. Jesus. Ajax is not letting up. Give me 1 second here. All right. What do we got here? Scalp, Ajax, blah. Stock is 90, Mr. Lightning. Stock is 96% risky. Save your money. 90. What does that mean, Mr. Lightning? 96% risky. What do you mean, Mr. Risky? Tell us what you mean, oh great one. What do you do with your money? Buy coffee instead? What are you going to do? 96% risky. You know why it's risky? You know what's risky? He said 96%. I saw this shit on YouTube. Did a survey. It says that 96% of people who invest lose their money in the stock market. But I didn't follow up to find out why. Because that would make too much sense. Right? It would make too much sense to figure out why people lose their money. And I'll tell you why people lose their money. Is because they're not built to trade. They don't understand trading. They don't understand. They don't have a plan. And they're doing something that they're not used to doing. So they just put their money in. It goes down. They get scared. They take it out. That's how they lose money. That is it. If they understood how to trade or how the game works, then they would be successful. Did you know that 96% of people can't play basketball? It's risky. That's all I'm saying, brother. But guys, you gotta be, I mean, you know, what do they say? Like, you know, this is the time that you people make money. Chris, what's up, man? Yeah. So hold on, let me see. I mean, we got a couple trades here. Give me 1 second here, man. So one of the trades that we're actually getting into, and Stelios, this is a little bit longer. So this is probably like putting in a couple $100. This is kind of like a gem coin, right? The gem coin is AGIX. And this is going to be like a hold. So that we're going to take AGIX. We're going to look to basically make a simple move, right? You put $1,000 in, it goes to 2,000. You take $1,000 out, you leave the rest in, and you move on to another coin. And in a year or two, that becomes $20,000, $30,000, right? Every time it moves up and you see it double up, take 30, 40% out, and just, you know, or even on big pushes, take out your profits, take out half. And then when it dips back down, you can put half of your profits back in that you took out, and then let that ride again. And then when it happens again, keep doing the same thing. And what you're going to do is build up a bigger consolidation of coins while taking profits that you can put into other coins that we have on the channel and that we're looking at to invest in, or, you know, you do research on and get into. But right now, Stelios, that's what we're looking at right there. AGIX. That's something you want to kind of get yourself making moves on. Let me take a look at my, I haven't looked at my trades, but we are up 40% on Luna, and we had a terrible position on Luna. I actually just let that ride through the last couple of days because I was not paying attention to my trades, but I knew it would bounce up. I wasn't too worried about it. But if I would have got into Luna following my signals, I'd be up right now 120%. But some of us, we all get busy. We get into things. Let's see what we got here. Doo-doo-doo-doo. He said stock market's risky. Meh. I like API. API. Let's see what API is doing right now. API. API KuCoin, baby. Nevada. TikTok Guru, are you talking about Nvidia? Are you talking about the stock, or what are you talking about, my man? Are we talking about a crypto coin? We talking about processors, Nvidia, or are we talking about crypto? What are we talking about, man? Give me some words, man. Give me some gurus. Give me some of that guru love, baby. Tell me what we're talking about. Tell me what's going on, man. Dropping the bombs. What's going on? We talking about Nvidia? We get some stocks? Sound the alarms, my man. Sound the alarms. What are we getting into right now? What's going on, man? What's happening, man? Concierge. All right, guys. All right. Now, the thing about API 3, let's take a look at API 3. We had a buy signal come in at 149, but it's in a sell. It's in an overall sell position. Let's take a look at the 3 hours here. We missed this trade, but it's slowly... It's got a buy signal here, but you see that RSI is too high. So that RSI is going to slow us down a little bit. So right now, you know, this is what's important, guys. So remember, the most important thing to do, guys, is when you're using the indicators. So if you're doing any of our trading classes, if you have my indicators and you're using them, remember, you don't need to make every trade. You just need to make 7 trades a week or 2 weeks, 7 trades every 2 weeks. If you miss the indicator on the 1 hour getting in, then you need to wait until the 3 hour hits. And if you miss the 3 hour, you need to wait to the 4 hour. Or that's just the way it goes, right? And that depends on the daily, like what's the daily trend. So API 3 is actually in a downtrend, right? So if you miss the 1 hour buy-in, don't chase the trade, because you're not going to make the amount of money that you want to make. Just move on to a different coin, find another thing that you can get into, and then pick a different coin to get into until you get to what you want. Polygon. Let's get to Polygon. Matic, my boy Matic. Ooh, Matic, baby. Schmatta-matta, baby. Schmatty is kind of in that little flat zone for itself, man. It's kind of like trading across the sides, right? And that's we can see, like, we have a neutral on the buy. Let's take a look at our daily range here. Our daily is a negative with a sell. So it looks like Matic's going to kind of be slowing down here, but it's in the middle of a consolidation. So it's right now it's going to be going flat on the 1-day RSI, which is great, meaning that probably about 78 cents is the normal price for it. And then from there, we're going to be looking for it to go ahead and start bouncing back up, making its move. He said, "Hey." What about Cardano, man? You guys, anybody in Cardano? You guys buying Cardano? You're getting a little bit of Cardano love. ADA, Cardani, Cardansky. Cardano, you can go ahead and put in the bag, put yourself in there. Like right here, look at Cardano. We're on the 1 hour. The Cardano 1 hour popped up at 36 cents, and now we're slowly moving up. And the thing about Cardano, let's take a look at the daily, right? So let's take a look at, the daily shows that it's going to be a weak push up. So you want to see something, when you see something like this, guys, you want to be taking these profits a little bit early, because you already have on your 24-hour trend that this is a downward trend. The RSI, so right now on the 24 hours, so Cardano, you want to take a look here, and as we can see here that we're in a sell position here. So right now Cardano is favoring on the daily a negative, a sell. So let's take a look at the weekly, right? Now on the weekly, you can see here on the weekly, like, look at that. Like, look at that drop there. So right now, Cardano is bearish, right? So you'd be riding Cardano down here until it kind of sets up right now. So Cardano's a sell right now, or, you know, you don't want to be, if you're going into like scalping, or let's say our 1 hour trade. I mean, we can still make money on our 1 hour trades here. I mean, we had a position here that we could have got in on Cardano at, let's see how much money that. See, the thing is, guys, don't make trades that aren't going to make money, right? You know, because you're paying for a trade. You don't want to be in a trade that doesn't make money. So right now, I would let Cardano start coming down. I wouldn't cost average buy Cardano yet until it comes down from this. And normally, you see how this RSI here is on the 1 hour. Normally, what I do is I like to wait for the RSI to my 1 hour RSI. I like to let it come down, and then if I'm going to cost average buy, I'm going to buy into when the RSI comes all the way back down, and then when it bounces is when I would start picking up my cost average buying, and I will buy every time the 1 hour goes up, and then I will basically buy every time it comes back down. So right here, I mean, if you bought this long, because of the weekly, the daily, and the 4 hour and everything saying that it's in a downward trend, and you bought Cardano for $1, oh my God, Batman, what are you doing, bro? All right, so here we would have got in and we would have made a little bit of a move here. Guys, listen, don't buy shit blind. Don't buy stuff because influencers are telling you to buy it. Get yourself some easy, this is trading for dummies. These are simple indicators, right? So we would take our 4% here, and we would take profits, and we would have sold right here on this RSI, and we would let this come down, and we wouldn't worry about Cardano going up again, because right now Cardano is in a downward trend. All right, so let's take a look here. So if you're cost average buying Cardano, make sure that you're waiting for that RSI, that 1 hour RSI to come back down before you start cost average buying in. It is in a downward trend right now. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Anybody want something? What do you got out there, man? Anybody got a coin? You want to take a look? XRP. Let's take a look at XRP. XRP Army. All right, so here goes your XRP. Let's take a look at the weekly first of all. Weekly, baby. So our weekly's flat down here. So this means we're in a consolidation move here, which is very, very nice. Now, the thing that concerns me is that once again, what we're doing here on the weekly is we are flattening for consolidation, but we're also, our RSI is oversold. We've already had our move, and you can tell right here, the move was on the daily, right on this candle here. On September 5th, you would have been getting in around 36 cents. And then you would be rocking that move up. But right now you're consolidating, right? So which means we're probably going to be flat for a while around this area. So now I'm going to slide down. I'm going to take a look at the daily, right? Because I want to see if the daily is showing me that it's still green and we're just waiting on a push. So looking at the daily, once again, guys, this is trading for dummies. And all we're doing is going by color. Here's red, here's green. Green is in. That means we're buying in. So we would have been bought in over here at 36 cents. And we made a killing like we normally do. And as we come up here, even though we're bouncing back, this is a retest. You are in a retest right here. I don't like when it bounces below my buying trend and starts fighting it, because that's kind of like that's telling me that it's going to reject and probably start coming back down. So XRP is probably going to bounce between the 200 moving average of $47.30 back up to $49, and that's going to be kind of a channel right now. Now let me take a look at my 4 hour just to see where we're at. Now the 4 hours actually just triggered a buy signal, so it looks like right now we're seeing a little push to the upward, but I'm not seeing a lot of momentum behind that, just because of the way the other 24 hour and the weekly are down. So here we go again, and our RSI on the 3 hours also oversold. So even though this just turned green and it did trigger a buy signal, the buy signal was at 48 cents. So this is where I mean, like, don't chase a trade that's already in process. This trade is already in process at about 48 cents and a fifth of a penny. So you don't want to chase this, because now you're in a rejection mode. So even though we've already hit our buy signals here, buy signal here was to get into this trade way back here at 46 cents, 46 and a half cents. So this is not a trade you want to chase. It is going to retest, and more than likely it's going to retest off of the 47 area, something like that. So you want this RSI on the 1 hour to play out, go all the way down before you start basically cost average buying into a long, guys. LaQuanto investment. I actually need to go back into being an accredited investor. I didn't do it because I wasn't actually. I'm not. It sounds weird, but I'm not interested in buying into Ripple. Like, a lot of people asked me about it, and I was like, I'm just not. I'm so into crypto, I don't even care about stocks anymore. There's just nothing that I want to do on the stock side, just because I think everything crypto is going to just take over. But I'm trying to think when my buddy went to get the other side. I mean, I do like the Ripple concept of it. I don't know. I've been thinking about it, man, but I just feel like I'm just so dedicated to crypto. I don't even want to have stocks anymore. Even though a lot of my buddies pulled their crypto and they've been buying Amazon and the Google and all that other stuff. But I haven't even, there's just too much money in crypto, bro. So, but I mean, Ripple is a good company. I just feel like they'll make more money on the cryptos. ETH update. Take a look at ETH, and I'm going to take a break here and be back in a little bit. So ETH has let's take a look at ETH on an overall, right? So first thing we want to do is take a look at the ETH 1 hour, right? So the Ethereum 1 hour has a buy signal, guys. Remember, this is trading for dummies. You don't have to be a trader here. We have indicators that we do lessons and we teach on. These are very simple. These indicators are a link in my bio. If you go to the link in my bio, you can get yourself set up. But here we have a buy right here. and we have a green. Here's our pullback, and this gives us a safe buy-in right here. See, this is really for dummies. Here's red, that means don't buy. Green means buy. Very simple. All right, so this buy comes in off of this coin here. So at 12, and let's take a look here to see if we would have made any money. So we would have entered around the 12.89. Now we kind of go up here to see where Ethereum is, and if we're getting this section right here, we're up 2.7% right now. So it's not too bad of a trade, but right now it is saying that Ethereum is pushing up, even though it's in a neutral buy position. So let's take a look and see. The one thing I like to do is I always sell off the 1 hour. Thanks, guys. Don't forget to hit the like buttons right there. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Share the live. I'm going to take a break and come back anyways, but. So down here, you see how the 1 hour RSI is starting to like and so right here, we see that we're having a big push on Ethereum, but I like to kind of slow down when the 1 hour RSI starts to come down. So now I'm going to jump to my 3 hour, right? I want to take a look at the 3 hour to see if it's green. So right here, if you notice that Ethereum hasn't turned green right here, see how it's red? It has a buy signal here, but because it's not green, then it's going to have a bigger pullback. So right now, that 1 hour RSI to me is going to have a bigger pullback because I don't have a green buy trend right here for my buying signal is not green. So that means I'm expecting Ethereum to pull back, and it's probably going to pull back somewhere in the middle of this zone, maybe 13, 15 or something. But until that turns green, so I'm not buying in until that turns green. And that's probably going to be when the 1 hour RSI comes down and actually bounces back up. And then if I look at my 4 hour, that's a buy signal. This all looks good. Ethereum looks like very strong. It's just slowly moving its way into a positive position. But it looks like it's starting, RSI on the daily starting to bounce up here. And if I take a look at the weekly RSI is green. Like you see how this is green? So that's a positive that this market is moving in an upward position for Ethereum. It's just waiting for this RSI to start heading up. So that's pretty much it. As you can see here, I don't know if you guys follow, if you're paying attention, if you're in my Discord, there's a link in my bio. You can get access to the Discord where I put all these videos up. And this is literally me putting this in. I don't even know. I put this up maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and I put it up over here when this kind of was hitting this zone here. I forgot somebody asked me about Ethereum, right? So here's the retest at 1780, and then the first support is going to be the 1400, and now that becomes the retest, or the not support, but kind of like the ceiling, right? And Mr. Lightning, don't risk your money. Yo, Mr. Lightning, there's no risk, brother. Look at this. Look. Check it out, Mr. Lightning. Look, red means no, green means yes. That's it, bro. It's that easy. This is safer. Stocks is not gambling, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what you're doing, bro. Walking down the street is gambling. Let's say you walk down the street, right? But you don't open your eyes and you walk down with your eyes closed. You're probably going to fall down or trip, and you're probably going to walk into a street or maybe down a hill, right? You got to learn how to open your eyes, right? You can't just walk with your eyes closed, Mr. Lightning. That's the risk. Right? You got to learn how to open at least one little eye, right? You got to open one eye so you can learn a little bit, man. But there's nothing risky about it. I'm sorry that you had a bad experience, but listen, hey, I mean, I do one-on-one coaching. You got to pay to learn. That's all, brother. But This is how easy it is, man. It's really easy. This is trading for dummies. And if it's red, it's no. If it's green, it's yes. So back to Ethereum. On the weekly, we have a yes in here, meaning that overall it's going to make some moves here. But as you can see here, we had our bottom at 1100. We hit that bottom. So this is where we were buying Ethereum right here at 1100. And now, you're just getting your push-ups. We got rejected off of our 1700. Where was this actually put in here? Yeah. So we already mapped this out a couple weeks ago. So basically, here's our rejection. We're rejecting. It's going to come back. Right now it's fighting to get through the 1400. That's where you need to break. But right now it looks like overall it has a green move in the weekly. So the thing is the weekly's great, like ready to go. And it looks like the daily is actually about to turn green. So it does look like you're going to come up here and try to break this. 5 years, had 325 members, charged $35 a month. I never lose. I made $68K on GameStop with my members. So what's wrong with, so why do you say stocks is gambling? That sounds like you did all right. I mean, GameStop was some of the easiest money we ever made. But see, that was more of like being on Reddit, following Wall Street bets. Dude, let me tell you something. If you've been trading for 5 years and you had 325 members and you made $68K in GameStop, you did it wrong. GameStop, we took in over $300,000, bro. You got to get to it. Like that's like easy. That's easy money there, dude. So you don't want to be, stocks is a terrible thing to get into, man. Crypto makes so much more money, dude. 68K. You know how many coins we called out last year that people made $300,000 on, bro? I mean, 68K is nothing when it comes to crypto, dog. That's why that's not why we're not doing stocks anymore. That's what it comes down to. But here's Ethereum trying to break out here, guys. So you do have some push here. It looks like the daily's about to go green. That's what I'm saying. Like going into the weekend, all these coins look like they're starting to really like, have a nice little push. So, I mean, you have a little consolidation here on Ethereum on the 4 hour, but that's probably because the 1 hour's RSI is already there. So like you see how the 3 hours already there. So, I mean, I like Ethereum's movement here. I just would wait for Ethereum, just like the other coin, just waiting for the RSI to bounce here. And then I would be looking at Ethereum. But I mean, we look like we're going to be green this weekend. I mean, I know it's only Thursday night, but I mean, going into what we're seeing, all these coins are starting to build a nice little momentum here, which is nice. I mean, that looks like we can, play it a little more safer than what it is. So that's how we're looking at it right now, guys. Let's see here. Save your money. What do we got here? But that's it, man. Other than that, guys, we got a couple gems out there. Make sure you get in those gems. They will be on the TikTok videos. We're going to put them out in the next couple hours. They are big coins to basically make some decent money on. And remember, anytime that you get into, do a little bit of research so you like what you're getting. And you want to get into where you're picking things that you understand. So if you enter into a coin, make sure you do some research on the coin. Go read what it does. So that way, as you're in crypto and you're learning all these things, you can at least start to learn the future of what you want to invest in, what's partnered up with what. A lot of times, the way to really just make money is just, make sure you take profits, guys. Don't be overthinking it. 3% of your portfolio should go to each one of your trades. Kind of break up your portfolio and just slowly work on profits. Before my buddy blocks me, listen, I feel bad what I did. So make sure, guys, the key to actually winning in trading is just take your profits, right? So if you're using margins, the purpose of margins or futures is to have a coin move, very little. So let's say if you're spot trading, you don't use futures or margins, right? Your goal is to make 2 to 3% on your coin and then sell for profits and just slowly build up, right? And you just get yourself into multiple coins, 3% per your portfolio. And every time you get 3 to 4 or 5%, you're supposed to sell. Now, margins and futures are what you use to basically get yourself in a position where 1% is worth, times X amount, depending on your margin. So let's say you're using a 10X. That means you're getting 10X your 1%. So 1% equals 10. But you are paying fees to borrow, leverage, and do all that. So an average 1% move on a 10X margin is 6. So you really get 6% for every 10% margin. So a 10% margin gives you 6% profits. So a 1% move on a coin means that you made a 10% move, but you're getting 6% of that. So it's easy to make money inside of margins and futures, and it keeps it real simple. But you just want to make sure that when you move that 1%, that you take the profits, okay? It's very simple. Every time you trade, take the profits. Don't worry about if it keeps going up. Don't worry about other things. Just make the smart trades, take the easy money, and then move to the next trade. And do that every single time, right? If you want to make more money, then find more trades to get into that are set up properly, right? Stop giving back the money, right? And never chase a trade. Once a trade is over, like here, this has already turned green for me for Ethereum. So I'm not going to get into Ethereum right here on this price, because I would move from my 1 hour, I would move down to the 3 hour, because I need for this 3 hour to turn green. And then I would enter the trade based on my 3 hour indicator instead of my 1 hour. But that gives me another trade option here. And that's kind of like what we want to have there. All right, we just want to don't chase trades. So here on Ethereum, I wouldn't buy into Ethereum until the 3 hour buying trend line goes from red to green. So right now, I'm not going to trade Ethereum, but if I was, I'd wait for that to go green before I do anything like that. Let's take a look at Bitcoin before I go. I got to get something. What time you got, babe? 1 o'clock? Let me take a look at Bitcoin here. So like right here on the 3 hour, Bitcoin has a buy signal. It looks good, but the RSI is oversold. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. I'm sure we're green. So Bitcoin turned green at 1886, right? So right now here's a green buy signal, very easy. Trading for dummies. These indicators, link are in the bio. These are simple indicators to use. Red means no, green means go. So you got in around 1880. So we're good on the 1 hour here, like we expected. Everything looks good. Let's take a look at the 3 hour. The 3 hour is moving, and it looks like we're going to be getting a green on the 3 hour pretty soon. That's what I said. Like this weekend's starting to look like we're going to have looks like we're pretty decent here. Let me go to the daily. The daily's red here though, with its down, but it is flat and the RSI is bouncing. So let's go to the weekly. Now, the thing about the weekly is Bitcoin on the weekly, unlike Ethereum. Ethereum is green on the weekly, but Bitcoin is red, right? You see how Bitcoin's red on the weekly and it's flat right here? So I would be very careful with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin right now looks like it doesn't have any real volume in it. So this could break down again, right? So I would watch that, man. But that's pretty much it, man. That's how I would look at it. But everything else, all the other coins are looking good. And don't forget, man, altcoins are supposed to go up when Bitcoin goes flat. So this is kind of where we might be at right now based on what we're seeing on all these charts. So that's how I would look at it, guys. Other than that, I would just say, stay up there. We're going to keep hitting videos. We're going to keep going in there. Make sure you check out YouTube. Make sure you're checking out your Twitters. Links in bio for all the different things. And if you want to learn how to set up anything like indicators or anything like that, The link's right there in my bio. Takes you to Linktree, has everything in there, guys. Make sure you follow, like, save all the videos. Go like the videos. Go check them out. There's some gems in there as well. And we'll get back to you guys.